Hey guys, welcome back to Professional Week News YouTube channel. Today we're here in Boston, and today we are visiting the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum. So stick around, check it out, hit that subscribe button, and let's go.
Let's go. Alright y'all, like Lewis said, we're here, we are in Boston. Loving our time here so far. We just got in last night and we have a full few days planned. So make sure you're hanging out with us and subscribing so you know I'm sending you the videos. But for this vlog, we're heading over to the Boston Tea Party. So this is like iconic Americana history here.
This is the point in time when the colonies gave the big middle finger to King George. Said, nope.
Bye, bruh.
We're going to be by ourselves. Yeah, we're going to rule ourselves.
Yep. So
you can take your tea and shove it.
Take your tea and shove it, yeah. So with that, we are going to head on in. How much for tickets, babe?
We haven't bought them yet, but they're $35.
Ooh, a piece?
Yep. This is your idea.
Bless. All right, I guess I'm buying tickets to the Boston Tea Party Museum. Holy crap. All right, guys, so we just bought our tickets, $75 for the two of us. Next tour is in about 45 minutes, so we're going to head into the gift shop and also check out Abigail's tea room. Let's go.
Fortunately, we do not qualify for any discounts, but they do have discounts for military veterans or if you purchase the Old Town Trolley. So when you're in town, if you have your Old Town Trolley sticker, you can get a couple discounts there. I think it's like $5 per person. All
right, so we have about 45 minutes until our tour, so we're going to head into Abigail's tea room and check out the gift shop. I love gift shops.
So an interesting fact is that tea used to be transported in bricks back in the day. They would mash it all together and make a giant brick, and that's the most efficient way to transport it, and it's also less susceptible to damage. All right, but Christine has picked out some treasures from the gift shop. She got herself a t-shirt.
And a bar of chocolate.
And a bar of chocolate.
For later, for the hotel room. But we're going to head on over to Abigail's tea room and get some maybe tea or some snacks.
What'd you pay for your t-shirt?
$12.99. Altogether, this is only $15.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
So that's like 1/3 of a lobster roll. Next up, Abigail's tea room and a restroom break. Definitely got to get those restroom breaks when you can because they are few and far between in the city. Any business that you visit that has a restroom, make sure you stop. It's well worth it. So you can see the previous tour is wrapping up. This tour includes not only a guided tour, but also a reenactment. So we're going to see them toss some actual tea into the river. So Abigail's tea room has lots of sweets. You get some sweets and some teas. So Christine, they picked up a scone. All right, just got checked in for our 3 o'clock tour, and they herded us into a little meeting room, kind of like a church. And I think we're going to be hearing some rabble-rousing.
What? No way. I think that's exactly what's happening. Yeah. How much tea can we dump in the harbor? Can I dump all of it in the harbor? I like tea though. Well, but I don't want to be taxed with the representation. That's that.
I'm just going to make a big cup of tea in the harbor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they get your straws. Yeah, just sip it right out of the harbor, yeah.
Why do the fish like the tea?
Why not?
And that's the tea.
You know, we may not need to commit this crime. We could be able to peacefully send this tea back to London. That's what New York and Philadelphia did. But unfortunately, our governor is a lot less interesting than theirs.
Hey.
Oh, well, yes?
Francis Roach has yet to return, but nonetheless, we must begin this body of people.
My goodness. Are you sitting? I'll be right around here. Patriots. And welcome to this 16th day of December 17th. To see all of you gathered here with us this day. But first, now Patriots, you all know me very well as John Scalay, Town Selectman's daughter, Little Miss Mercy Scalay. However, now that I stand here before you, having significantly more power than I did 2 minutes ago, you may now address me as Madam Scalay.
Good day to you all, Patriots. Yes, I'm excited myself. Now we are gathered here today, my friends, to discuss yet another crisis forced upon us by Parliament, supposedly on behalf of our monarch, King George III.
Oh, good!
My side then? Well, rally, Patriots. Huzzah!
Harbor a teapot tonight.
It is clear there is no more a meeting can do to save this country.
Well, that is our cue, Patriots. Rise up, gather your belongings. We will not be returning to this room.
We're committing crimes.
All right, so during our rabble-rousing session, we were each issued a 18th century identity. Kind of gives us all a little backstory. There's a couple people in the crowd that had some speaking roles, but basically they tell us that British law requires that the tea be landed here in the States within 20 days of the ship arriving, and once it's landed, the citizens of the area, Boston in this case, must pay that tax. Philadelphia and New York have already agreed to not let any new tea into the cities there, but the tea here in Boston is already here. So they have a plan. We're not going to land that tea. We're going to instead throw it in the harbor, destroy it.
We're going to commit crimes.
Treason.
I'm very excited about crimes.
Aye.
Aye.
And if you are here to cast off this yoke of Parliament's tyranny, say aye.
Aye.
If you are here to be caught and arrested for treason, say aye.
No.
I'm sorry, that was a trick question and a lot of you failed it. Never tell anyone who we saw or what we did on this night. Aye?
Aye.
I want you all to raise a hand and repeat after me. I swear.
I swear.
I was not there.
I was not there.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay.
The tea aboard the Eleanor. I went down below and I hauled up 3, the lightest chest of tea I could find. Now, when I say lightest, I do mean they each weigh between 60 and 100 pounds. They are very heavy, and I am just insanely strong. I'm very impressive, I know. So, I'm going to need 3 very strong volunteers. Cast the first 3 chests. I say your hand first. That one there, we have the 3. I say you, Madam, is it fuchsia? We are storming in a single file orderly line. Using the handrails, watching your step, and also watching your head. It's going to take us 3.5 hours to destroy all 92,616 pounds of tea.
So we just learned all about the tea and how it's packed and how heavy it is. It's 400 pounds in each box, and we have several hundred boxes to lift up out of here using blocks and tackle. $1.2 million in today's value, 10,000 pounds sterling. Yeah, the ceilings here are very low. I'm kind of hunched a little bit just to make sure I don't hit my head, but if I were to stand up straight, I probably would just be clipping the crown of my head.
But after this, we're going to go back upstairs and actually throw some stuff in the harbor.
And here we have some crew hanging out in the sleeping quarters. So we were told that there are 12 crew members on board who put up no resistance as we
Royalists, right?
as we showed up because we're 50 people with hatchets. Told them get out of the way and you won't be harmed, and they abided.
They said, okay. Okay.
So we've made it to the captain's quarters.
Yeah.
So the captain is here writing a letter. We're probably telling King George about all of our treasonous acts. And they did also mention too that this, obviously it's a replica ship, but the ceilings here on the cargo hold are a few inches taller than they would be than they were historically. So I definitely wouldn't have been a sailor back then. Here's the first mate's quarters. He gets a chamber pot and a bunk. And here are all the tea. So they are stamped with the logo of the East India Trading Company. And she also mentioned too that there was other cargo on the ship, but the deal was that we're only going to touch the tea because that is the tea. That is all that is taxed. So the remainder of the cargo was left untouched. All right. So Christine's about to commit treason.
Committing crimes.
Committing crimes.
I'm good at committing crimes. Ready?
All right, let's see it.
Oh,
Oh.
I did it.
Okay. Now untreason. Pull back. Pull back.
Yeah, okay.
Untreason.
No treason. No treason. Is it still treason if you undo it, if you bring it back on board?
No, the king forgives you.
Okay. All right, Lewis's turn.
All right, here we go. No, turn back.
You did it. Good job. All right, that was the quickest treason I think that was ever committed. So, all right. We are on to the next part of the journey. Let's go see what that is.
The next part is the museum, and we're not allowed to film or take photos in there, so we'll do a recap when we're done. So unfortunately we couldn't film the rest of the tour, so we went into the museum there. There was like a brief holographic depiction of a couple colonists debating between loyalists and rebels. Then we walked into another room where they actually had the only surviving box from the Boston Tea Party, as well as a little vial of tea that was there.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. We always kind of wonder about the authenticity of stuff like that. But and then there was some pictures on the wall depicting John Adams and King George III debating amongst themselves about British rule versus American independence. And then finally we watched a short video on the Battle of Lexington and Concord, shot heard around the world, the events leading up to the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool to see like the artifacts in addition to the movie, right? So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought the whole thing was really well done. I really appreciated the actors that kind of helped, get you through the scenes and everything. They remained in character throughout the whole thing, and the extras were pretty funny as well.
Yeah, highly recommend coming here. Even though it is a little expensive, definitely think it's worth the 2 hours. It's actually only the hour that we've been here. So yeah, worth it.
Yeah, and it's a great way to kind of get an overview and kind of remind yourself of all that fifth grade social studies history class that
because they covered the Boston Tea Party, the Boston Massacre, shot heard around the world, Samuel Adams, Paul Revere. So it's a lot of history crammed into an hour. So
and all that same stuff that we saw on the Freedom Trail in the previous video. And if you haven't gone back and watched that, then make sure you go back and watch that.
All right, guys. So that's gonna wrap up our time here at the Boston Tea Party Ships Museum. Had a really good time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. My favorite part was obviously the acting, but definitely the gift shop. So check that out too. That being said, here's Lewis with pro tips.
All right, so here are your pro tips for Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum. I'd say number one is definitely make sure that you keep up with the tour group, because some of the doors, once you get into the museums, they do close automatically, and if you're late, you're going to be separated from the tour group and you're not going to get to see the rest of the exhibits or the rest of the show. So make sure you keep up. Pro tip number two is I would actually recommend you're probably better off being towards the front of your group, because that's going to give you the first pick of each place to stand. When you walk into the rooms, you're going to get to hear the full presentation. If you're towards the back, they may start some of those presentations without you, so definitely helps to be punctual in conjunction with pro tip number one. Also be towards the front of the group. Pro tip number three is I would say definitely take advantage of the restrooms that they have here. Probably want to go maybe before and after, because as we mentioned during this vlog, there are very few restrooms throughout downtown Boston. So if you've already paid for it, might as well take advantage of that restroom. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for us today. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Really help us out. With that being said, we're out here, and we'll see you next weekend.
Bye. Say the things.
So the next part.
All right, guys. So.
Hold on, wait a second for it to calibrate. Okay, there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen and patriots all, please assemble at Griffin's Wharf to continue your experience of the single most important event leading up to the American Revolution.
And pro tip number
in 10 minutes.
It adjusts automatically.
Yeah, we use it in a second. Good.
Okay. All right, so here are your pro tips for the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum.
All right, guys, so that's gonna wrap up.
Just give it a second, because it's gonna. So if you click on your face, then it'll focus on that.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good to know.